Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
We begin tonight with some breaking news. A crime scene in Ashland, just east of Lincoln here. KLKN alongside a large police presence there at a home near 16th and Dawes. Deputies, police, and the State Patrol all there. So far, they have not told us any information on what happened, only that there is no danger to the public. Now, they did say they might send out a press release later tonight or tomorrow morning. As soon as we learn more on what happened here in Ashland, we'll be sure to let you know on air and, of course, on our now local news app. All right, let's get you updated on some possible severe weather headed our way. An official good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us and staying up late with us tonight after that hockey game. I'm Rod Fowler. What a rain-soaking day today, right? For hours, Mother Nature giving us some much-needed moisture. This is how just about how all of our drives to and from work look today. Windshield wipers getting a workout. This video sent into our Now Local News app on a rainy drive on Van Dorn. The rain letting up late this afternoon. Here's what things look like now outside. You're taking a live look outside through our network of cameras. And while the rain is over for now, tomorrow could be a different story. Could get a little rough in some areas. Here's meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. Dom?
Hey, good evening, Rod. Yeah, really the majority of Friday doesn't look too bad out there. It's going to be a little warm, definitely on the humid side, but storm chances hold off at least until about dinner time, if not later in southeast Nebraska. Here's a look at that severe weather potential across the state, mainly looking at an area from south central Nebraska, then off towards the Nebraska-Iowa border, including us here in the capital city, Beatrice, Grand Island, Columbus, and the Omaha Metro, all included in that slight level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather for tomorrow. All hazards on the table. Could see a few tornadoes, hail, golf ball size, potentially larger in a few of the strongest storms, and scattered 65 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts. Again, all in the strongest storms, so not everyone's going to see that, but that's what we're getting everyone prepared for as we head into your Friday. Taking a look then at your high temperatures today, mid-70s for us in eastern Nebraska. You can see right where that band of showers went through earlier. Just fascinating stuff. About 5 to 10 degrees cooler than the rest of the state, as the majority of us out west saw the 80s, even a few spots close to 90. I know Scotts Bluff got into the 90s today. And here's a look now in the capital city on your ABC Seamless camera. Quiet night, looking off there to the west, maybe a little bit of a few storm clouds off to our west there as well that we can see, but busy in north central Nebraska with a few severe thunderstorm warnings out there, so we're keeping an eye on that. We'll have more details on your severe weather potential heading into the weekend coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Dominic. When severe weather happens, the Now Local News app is the place to be. Scan the QR code there on your screen to download the app. It's free. Our team here at KLKN will be posting live updates as storms happen. You can also upload your views from storms in our area there, and we're going to pay you to do that. Breaking now, Representative Don Bacon crosses party lines to pass a Ukraine aid and Russia sanctions package. The House passing a measure to provide almost $2 billion in aid to Ukraine and to impose new sanctions against Russia. The measure is now headed to the Senate. Don Bacon was just one of 18 Republicans voting in favor of the bill. He recently said he believes we need to hold Russia accountable.
We need tough sanctions on Russia, and this is the only way to actually get a fair deal. Russia's not going to agree to a sovereign Ukraine. They're going to hope to weaken Ukraine to a point where they can just make Ukraine a vassal state, and it's unacceptable. But we can't let that happen.
If the bill goes through the Senate there, it's going to have a tough time. The majority of Republican leadership is in full opposition to it. New developments tonight in the fight against cancer. There's a new drug that's being called a landmark breakthrough in fighting pancreatic cancer, and it could open the door to other cancer treatments. Tonight, what it is and what a local oncologist has to say about it. It's called daraxonrasib. Researchers are reporting unprecedented results with it. In a trial of 500 patients with advanced pancreatic cancer, the drug reduced the overall risk of death by 60% compared to patients who only had chemotherapy. And those who took the drug live longer for an average of 13 months compared to about 6.5 months for those who only had chemo. Dr. Brett Grieb with Cancer Partners of Nebraska here in Lincoln says this is very promising news.
It used to be that we just had chemotherapy, then came immunotherapy, and now there are these more and more specific ways to target cancer cells with these targeted therapies.
So how's it work? Well, to put it in simple terms, experts say the cancer has little genetic mutations. They're like light switches. They're turned on and the cancer is growing, it's spreading. And this drug, it basically turns off the lights, shrinking the cancer, helping the patients live better and longer.
It's really encouraging to see and really exciting to see that there's been progress over the past several years, and this just being another kind of huge landmark. There's going to be ongoing clinical trials looking at how do we use this in other cancer types, how do we use it more effectively in pancreatic cancer than we're already doing now.
Another benefit, it's a daily pill with fewer side effects reported. The FDA recently fast-tracked limited approval for the drug, allowing certain patients to receive it outside of clinical trials. And the company that produces that drug is expected to file for full approval soon. Right now, York County's court-appointed special advocates are making people aware of a scam. This is the email that some people working there are receiving. It looks like a normal Zoom meeting link, but they're letting people know today that it is a phishing scam. So if you are working with a York County CASA member or work for them, and see an email like this, they're asking people to delete it immediately. Also right now, a new potential threat has found its way back to the U.S. For Nebraska's cattle industry, the concern isn't just about a fly that is back in the U.S. itself. It's what could happen if what the fly produces spreads. As of right now, it's being detected in Texas, but producers across the country are paying attention. That fly typically harms cattle and other animals, but this isn't the first time the country has dealt with it. Our Jay Coleman has the story for us tonight after speaking with Nebraskans about this scare.
Pay attention to business, gather facts.
Right now, a new potential threat has reemerged for the cattle industry. The U.S. Department of Agriculture reporting the New World screwworm, a parasitic fly, was detected on U.S. soil for the first time in 60 years. It typically feeds on livestock. It was found in South Texas Wednesday, but now this causes for concern for cattle ranchers and farmers, especially in Nebraska. Nebraska is one of the top meat and cattle producing states in the country, to which John Hansen, the president of the Nebraska Farmers Union, says they knew this was coming, but it could have huge impacts.
And so anytime there's a threat to our beef industry, it's going to have not only a huge economic impact for beef producers, but all of those kinds of impacts all have downstream impacts.
Organizations across the state all weighing in. The Nebraska Farm Bureau stating it is not time to panic, reading in part, quote, "Now that the New World screwworm has been found on U.S. soil for the first time in 60 years, it is time for diligence, not fear." The Nebraska cattlemen also sounding off, advising ranchers to stay calm, reading in part, quote, "Although the only confirmed case in the U.S. at this time is in Texas, Nebraska producers should remain vigilant and report any cases immediately. We have eradicated this parasite before, and we will again." But also right now, Hansen feels this could cause another problem for ranchers, as the state is seeing the lowest cattle herd in 75 years, but is confident this parasite can be defeated again.
This provides an additional challenge to us as we're trying to rebuild the herd. Now that it's here, we do have to deal with it. So let's be about it. Let's be paying attention to business and doing what we need to do and at the right time.
Jay Coleman reporting for us. New at 10, a nearly $100,000 grant is boosting the art scene for Nebraska Wesleyan. The grant aims to be a collaboration between the campus and the community. The money will go to revitalizing neighborhoods through cultural programs to attract visitors and retain young people. Part of the grant will fund a new creative district coordinator, and filling that position will be a new Nebraska Wesleyan graduate, Rebecca Ford. Ford says in her position she aims to build our online art presence there, advertise events, and promote the district's mission. Also new at 10, a look at the progress being made at the new Malcolm Volunteer Fire and Rescue Fire Station. It's a project they say is designed to meet the needs of a community that's been expanding over the years. The department says it responded to just 8 calls a year in the 1950s to now they're responding to more than 200 annually. The new station will be located near Northwest 112th and West Bluff Road. Well, stay with us. We have more headed your way after the break, including a taste of home. A passenger exposed to hantavirus quarantining at UNMC speaks out about his experience, how he says they're being treated as day 25 of the quarantine comes to an end.
And your Friday is going to start out on the quiet side, but chances for strong to severe storms increase as they head into the evening. I'll take a look at how your plans could be impacted coming up after the break.
Just into our newsroom, breaking now, the crime scene in Ashland is officially a homicide investigation. We led off our newscast with this, and again, just receiving word, the Saunders County Sheriff's Office saying that around 4:30 this afternoon, they received a call regarding a shooting there. They negotiated with the suspect inside a house. They identified the suspect, 31-year-old Robert Haswell, came out of the house unarmed and is now in custody. The victim, 67-year-old Robert Haswell Sr., dead at the scene. The investigation into what led up to this fatal shooting continues, and we'll keep you updated. There's a big Nebraska Board of Education meeting that's going to be happening tomorrow. They're going to be voting on several items to give more access to mental health resources all across Nebraska. Funding for mental and behavioral health services will be on the table. Make sure you wake up with us tomorrow. We'll be following along with the meeting and provide you updates with the results in all of our morning shows. American cruise ship passengers exposed to hantavirus are completing their 25th day in quarantine now. Some of the people have chosen to finish out their last 3 weeks of quarantine and actually stay at UNMC. One of them, Jake Rossmarin, he got a little taste of his home today while in Omaha.
We have a special food delivery this morning around breakfast time, and it is from Omaha Bagel Co. So as many of you know now, I'm from the Northeast, I'm from New York, and I absolutely love bagels. New Yorker approved bagel.
Yeah, I think he likes that. Ross Marin is also giving a big thanks to the Nebraska Quarantine Unit staff for going above and beyond for all of them every day of their quarantine.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, so much needed rainfall for the majority of us in southeastern Nebraska. Also at times prompting a flood watch here for far southeastern portions of the state. And we can see why if we take a look at those rain totals today. Look at Nebraska City. Nearly 3 3/4 inches of rain just the last 24 hours, let alone the fact that we're talking about more storm chances tomorrow. Just in the last 24 hours, significant rainfall. As you can see, these dark red streaks here, and that's usually upwards of 2 inches of rain. So, I mean, we saw a good amount of rain here today. Half an inch in Lincoln here. When I checked the rain gauge coming back from dinner, we were a little over 8/10 of an inch out in the studios here in southwestern Lincoln. Beatrice at about an inch. Hebron closing in on 3/4 of an inch. And so lots of rainfall here in far southeastern Nebraska, just working our way out of that drought too. And this will hopefully give us a little more resilience if we stay on the drier side for the next couple of weeks. So, good news to see that moisture there. Also, a little bit of moisture across north central Nebraska and southwest Nebraska getting in there too. McCook close to 3/4 of an inch of precipitation today as well. And now mainly just left with overcast skies here in Lincoln. As we take a look at your Barry Law camera, you can see the lights of downtown here glowing then on the clouds. Earlier it was kind of cool. Memorial Stadium, they have a recruiting weekend in town right now, or at least they're getting ready for that, as Memorial Stadium was glowing red, and it was kind of an eerie look there with the red glowing against the cloud top. So certainly interesting there. Temperatures right now, upper 60s, low 70s. This is the closest temperatures have been across the state, at least to each other all day. We were about 10 degrees cooler than the rest of the state with all that cloud cover and rain chances earlier in southeast Nebraska, but finally seeing the temperatures across the state come back down into the upper 60s, low 70s, which is about where we are here in southeast Nebraska too. Again, 69 in Lincoln, 68 in Beatrice, the middle 60s for Hebron, Grand Island, Kearney, all right about there here as we get a little closer then to 11 o'clock. We should see maybe even a little clearing into the capital city coming up here soon. The majority of those precipitation chances here behind me off into portions of northwestern Missouri and into western Iowa. Keeping an eye, though, on really just one stronger line of storms in north central Nebraska. Moving through Cherry County close to Valentine right now is warned for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. At one point, they had a tornado warning out there, too, and that's just kind of the start here of those storms going forward. Bringing things back closer to southeast Nebraska, though, we have a couple models to show everybody. Here's the rapid refresh model showing a few light showers, a possibility around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But then as we head towards the evening, clear skies and boom, these storms pop up very quickly. This model keeping things north of the capital city here from the Omaha Metro over towards Columbus. Then we'll try and build its way down towards the south as we head towards early Saturday morning. It could be an overnight event here in the capital city if this solution does prevail. Super important then to have multiple ways to receive severe weather alerts and be alerted to those warnings during the overnight hours if that should happen. Now, as we head towards Saturday, things kind of quiet down, overcast skies as we head towards noon. But I wanted to take a look at a different model. This is our in-house model that we use here at the station. And then cloudy again for the start of Friday, then clearing as we head towards the afternoon. Not as big of a chance then of those afternoon showers as the rapid refresh model we just showed you. But again, as we head towards the evening, different spot. Also a fair bit earlier on this model solution too, keeping things mainly south and east of the capital city as we head towards your Friday evening and into the overnight, and then continuing to push things off to the south and east and wrapping up much sooner as well with those storm chances. So 2 different solutions that we're keeping an eye on there, and we'll continue to monitor the trends going forward. But as we mentioned, slight level 2 out of 5 risk in place for eastern and south central Nebraska. All severe weather hazards on the table for tomorrow. Upper 80s, low 90s. So outside of those storm chances, it's going to be hot and humid as we head into the close of the work week. 90s on Saturday as well. Another chance for storms as we head into the end of the weekend there, start of the work week. We'll take whatever moisture we can get. I wish we could do it without the severe weather chance, but next week, Rod, it looks on the warmer side. 90s sticking around. The humidity is going to be high. Heat index is going to be high too. So it's definitely going to be a warm one. All right, lots of severe weather on the table. So as of today, June 4th, how many days in a row have we seen at least some portion under the state under a level of, so at least a marginal risk from the Storm Prediction Center? So those graphics we just showed you, the greens, the yellows there across the state, how many days in a row have we had at least a marginal risk somewhere in the state of Nebraska? 14? Not quite, 7. But, you know, honestly, it's kind of starting to feel like 14. So every day since May 29th to now on June 4th, we've had at least some part of the state under at least some sort of risk of severe weather. So
Right.
it's the season. May and June are often our busiest months, especially for tornadoes in Nebraska. So we're staying busy here in the weather department.
That's why I went with the big one. All right. Hey, Dom, I do want to give a big thanks to Dominic. He spoke at my Cornhusker Kiwanis noon meeting today. He did a great job, of course, explaining how tornadoes form and gave some great examples of some recent ones, like the Arbor Day tornado in Nebraska a couple of years ago, and of course the 2004 Hallam tornado. Did you enjoy yourself, Dom?
Oh, absolutely, Rod. Great group of people. Always fun to get out and share our fascinating world with weather, especially with folks. And it gives you a little more time to explain some stuff we don't necessarily get to talk about here on the air, like so many significant tornadoes across the state and how to prepare for them. The best thing you can do is be prepared in these situations. So great group of people. Asked some really good questions too. So that was kept me on my toes there, but a great afternoon, always a good idea, and a great opportunity then to get out and interact with the community. So.
You bet. Great to have you. Thank you so much, Dom. New at 10, the Lincoln Police Department recruits are getting put through the ringer with their training. Lincoln Police posting this video of one of their recruits navigating their emergency vehicle operator course. The recruits have to pass 2 courses to move on in training facilitated by specialized LPD driving instructions. They say it's harder than it looks, but it's crucial to make sure their future officers are safe behind the wheel. And after that, it was on to pepper spray day.
How are you feeling about OC Day?
A little nervous. It's going to be good. No, it's not.
Yeah, LSO Deputy Waitley joins the recruits in getting hit in the face with pepper spray. They say this helps the recruits understand the effects of it firsthand and learn how to continue performing essential law enforcement duties while affected. You can see them hitting bags and putting someone in handcuffs while sprayed, and finally getting to clean their eyes out there, I bet. Coming up next, we're going to head into the Sports Zone with Nate Johnson, who will have the very latest in Nebraska Women's Amateur, which wrapped up today from Hastings. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sports Zone, sponsored by Greens Furnace and Plumbing. Here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Nebraska baseball star closer Jay-Sean Unger was announced as an award finalist today. Hey, thanks for joining us in the Sports Zone this evening. Great to have you here. Well, Unger has been named one of 14 finalists for the Stopper of the Year award, which is presented to the nation's top relief pitcher. Unger has certainly deserves to be in that conversation. Jay-Sean was a force for Nebraska this season and his 5th nationally with 13 saves on the year, which is tied for 3rd most in a season by a Husker pitcher in program history. Unger posted a 6-1 record and a 4.05 ERA in 40 innings across 25 relief appearances, all while striking out 39 and limiting opposing batters to a .203 batting average. And this is the 21st Annual National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association Stopper of the Year Award. The 2026 NCBWA winner will be announced during a news conference at the College World Series on June 12th at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. A great season, though, for Unger. From college to high school prep baseball, Nebraska released their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd All-State teams today. A lot of Lincoln players on these squads. The first team selections were Lincoln East Brody McIntyre and Santino Aragana, and Lincoln Northeast's Barrett Batt. Now here's a look at the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd team selections from the Lincoln and surrounding areas. A big congrats to everyone selected. A lot of Lincoln East boys on those teams there, as you guys can see, and a lot of other great players as well. Congrats to everyone who was selected from prep baseball Nebraska. From baseball to basketball now. Nebraska announcing today they have scheduled a new SEC opponent for next season, an old rival. This December, the Huskers will face Missouri. The game is set for Saturday, December 12th at the T-Mobile Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. The December matchup will mark the first game between the schools in more than 15 years since a 69-58 Nebraska win at the Devaney Center on March 1st, 2011. And that's the game you're watching right on your TV right now. Head coach Fred Hoiberg said in part of his statement, this is a matchup our fans will be excited about because of the history between these two programs over the years. Playing this matchup at Kansas City brings back a lot of memories of old conference matchups, and I believe our fans will make this a great neutral site environment. Kind of fun to see the team there in the Devaney Center. The Nebraska Women's Amateur Championship wrapped up from Lockland Country Club today, and this turned out to be a great tournament, a battle between 3 golfers really when it came down to the wire this evening. 2 from Omaha and 1 from Lincoln. Brooke Breen, a Husker golfer, started the final round with a 1-stroke lead over Omaha native Katie Rouge and Emily Karmazin. Breen, though, did just enough to hold them off, finishing 1 over for the tournament, winning by a 1-stroke and winning the 52nd Nebraska Women's Amateur Championship. A big congrats to Brooke. That will do it for Sports Tonight, though. Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
Thank you, Nate. Final check of the weather when we come back.
Morning for far north central Nebraska. This for Brown, Cherry, and really the majority of Kippahaw County until 11:30 p.m. This storm is moving off to the east at about 50 miles per hour, capable of 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, although we did just get a report then 4 miles northeast of Sparks, Nebraska, of a 72-mile-an-hour wind gust with this storm as it continues to race off towards the east. So if you're in Kippahaw County, now's the time to find your way downstairs as we're dealing with some damaging winds out of this storm. It's going to continue to move east here over the next couple of hours. And it looks like we did just get rid of that flood watch here in southeast Nebraska too. So good news there, even though we did get a significant amount of rain throughout the day. As we saw there, Nebraska City close to 3 3/4 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. Slight risk in place then for tomorrow. All severe hazards on the table, especially as we go towards Friday evening and into the overnight hours. We'll have the latest forecast for you coming up in the morning shows here. And as always, have multiple ways to receive severe weather alerts.
Thank you, Dominic, and thank you for staying up late with us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Come see us at our new South Point location. Locally owned, comfort-made mattress factory, handcrafted, built right here, and backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards.